All right, guys. So last week you completed, you set your goals up here, and then on Monday you did skill 1. Then on Thursday you did skill 2 and 3. Now we are in the 3rd day of con, so we need to go over what happens. All right, so when you come into class, what you should see is that your tracking sheet should be completed on the first page, okay? You haven't done the math yet down here, and you haven't done these 2 boxes yet. Also, this is blank. That's fine. Just leave it be. What you'll do is you'll get your green folder, you'll have your tracking sheet out, and behind it you should have some paper that you are using so that you have scratch paper, okay? So you're going to come in, you're going to log into Khan, and then what should happen is finally it should say start this mini section. Number 1, it's going to tell you how much time you have. I've seen it go as low as 13 minutes to 15 minutes. And then it will say math, no calculator or calculator. I'm actually going to say you guys can use a calculator because on the ACT portion, you get to use a calculator. So I'm okay if you use a calculator. So you'll come in, grab your green folder, you have it, and then you start your mini section. Now, something to pre-warn you. The questions on your mini section have nothing to do with these 3 skills that you just practiced. What it's actually doing is it's taking other math skills and trying to figure out where you're at so that way it can give you 3 new skills for next week, okay? So something to be pre-warned about, that this mini section is probably going to be hard because you haven't looked at those skills from this current week. So you hit start this mini section. You'll read through the directions. It's always very important. And it says, let's go start the timer. What's super important is it's going to have a timer up here, so it will kick you out if you go, if you try to go above the 13 minutes or however much time you get. So making sure you're reading, you are trying to figure this out. Is it X? The thing is, it won't usually tell you your correct answers. That's 57, and that one is 110, so that's 53. I don't even know. So this is me trying, but not the base. Now, what you're going to notice for the time mini section is it's not giving you a hint section, and you cannot watch the videos. So do be pre-warned about that one. I'm not sure. Now, you can go back, or you can say you're done. Ooh, dang. So what you're going to see is you're going to see how many you got correct out of the total number of questions. So for the time mini section, you always do 10. So it's very important that you recognize that one right away. Now, it's going to show you same skill level, meaning that these different types of math skills, you stayed the same. And then these ones, it will tell you if you leveled down. And when you do better than Miss Markley, there will be a 3rd section that says skill level up. So you can also review your answers, which is also very important for you to do so you can understand what you did wrong. But for sake of this video, I'm going to say exit this time mini section. Now, what you're going to notice is as soon as you hit exit, it's going to give you 3 new skills. You are not to work on those until the following week, so do not start those. But these are the 3 new skills you are working on based on what you got on the timed mini section, okay? So now you've finished the time mini section. You need to come here and you need to fill out your reflection. Now, the reason we ask that you have 40 questions completed is because if you do 5 questions for skill 1 plus 5 questions for the test, that's 10. 5 for the practice, 5 for the test, that's another 10, so that's 20. 5 questions you've practiced and 5 questions you've tested on. That is 10 again. That's 30 questions that you are required to do, okay? And that's even the ones that if you had to redo a skill. So you are at least doing 30 of those questions, okay? Plus, where am I getting this other 10? Well, your timed mini section is 10 questions too. So that's where I'm getting the goal of 40 questions completed minimum every week. Now, what is not fair is if I asked you to factor in that time mini section here. That is not fair because guess what? You did not practice those that week. So more than likely, you're going to miss questions. Like you just saw Ms. Markley got a 1 out of 10. Now I was trying to do it in a fast time. So that's why we don't factor it here. Now, when you are calculating this, we're trying to see the amount correct. So you would take the 4 here. So please pay attention because this is where it can be difficult. Plus the 4 here. I'm going to highlight them so you can see. Well, that's 8 points for that skill. Then if I go down here, whoa, you'll see that I had to take the practice twice. I'm going to take the best one. Well, 4 is better than 2, so I'm going to highlight it or maybe circle it, and then the test. So for the second section, I'm going to get 7 points. Then down here, again, 5 and 5. All right, that's 10. Well, I'm going to add these up, 10 points. So 10 plus 7 is 17, plus 8 is 25. So when I do the math, 25 divided by 30, I get 83. So I'm going to write that here. All right, so if I want to know how many points I got for that day, if you look in your green folder, I have the grading system for you. So if I look at my green folder in the first section of my green folder, if I scroll, or if I flip through my green folder, sorry, I'm on the computer, so it's a little different. Number 1, I can see example of how I figure this out. And then number 2, if I got between an 80 to 100%, I got 5 points for the week. Well, if I go check it, I got an 83, so that means I got 5 points for the week. So I fill this out after my time mini section. Then I come down here. Did I practice 60 plus minutes? Did I at least practice 40 minutes? And then 80% of questions completed correctly. Well, I know for a fact that I got an 83%, so 80% of the questions. So I can say yes. Now, my PLT teacher is going to have to tell me if I completed, how many minutes I completed. But the way I can figure out how many questions is if I go back to my con screen and I go to review. Now, your teacher can help you. So if you need help, that's okay. But if I go right here, solving, if I go right here, I'll be able to count up how many questions I did. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35. I am not looking for the ones you got correct. Sorry, guys. For this section. That was this one. This is how many questions did you just practice? Not how many did you get right, how many did you just practice? Your PLT teacher can help you figure out how to do this and will tell you how many minutes you practiced in that week. So you have to get that information from who, class? Your PLT teacher. Then you are going to answer these 5 questions. Once these 5 questions are answered, you are going to turn this into your PLT teacher and you are getting a grade for filling out your tracking sheet. Your teacher is going to get it. She should get it in your green folder. Again, it should be in your green folder, and she's going to read through this, sign it, and she will either give you back your green folder so you can put it away in a bin or basket, or she will put it in a bin or basket for you. But make sure you take this seriously because you do get a grade on that. If you need help to figure out how you respond, in your green folder is an exemplar, so you can read through that exemplar in order to help you out. So that is what you do when it's time to do the timed mini section.